The email lands. It's from the client, the one you spent the last 40 hours working for. You open it. No constructive feedback, no clear direction. A flat rejection of your effort, your expertise, and your time. You start to question your choices, your talent, your career. Is this even worth it? Before we go any further, subscribe, like, and hit the bell for more design business education like this. We're building a community of designers who want real businesses, not burnout. Let's be clear, design is a job. It is a service you provide in exchange for money. Your creativity is the tool, but the business is the structure that supports it. And just like any other business, it is subject to market forces, difficult clients, unexpected problems. Mental strength is not some soft, feel-good concept. It is the bedrock of your business operations. When a client rejects your work, your business has just hit a snag. Your ability to handle that snag professionally, without emotional turmoil, is what keeps your business running. It is what ensures you get paid for your labor. Think of your mental resilience as your company's immune system. When a project goes sideways, it's like an infection. A weak immune system lets the infection spread, causing you to doubt your skills, undercharge for your next project, avoid challenging work. It leads to burnout. A strong immune system, however, isolates the problem. The life of a designer is a minefield of potential setbacks. Knowing what they are is the first step to disarming them. The most common one is outright rejection. You pour days, sometimes weeks, into a concept, only to receive a simple no. Then there is the onslaught of harsh or useless feedback. I don't know what I want, but I'll know it when I see it. Contradictory notes from 6 different people. This feedback is demoralizing. It makes you feel like you're guessing in the dark and chips away at your confidence. Creative block is another demon. The deadline is looming, the client is waiting, but your brain is a blank slate. You stare at the empty artboard feeling a rising tide of panic. Finally, the silent killer, scope creep. The project starts small. Just a simple landing page, they say. Then it becomes a 5-page site. Then an e-commerce integration. Then a logo refresh. Before you know it, you're doing 3 times the work for the original fee. You feel trapped, resentful, and exploited. Rejection, bad feedback, creative block. Scope creep is a serious threat to your mental well-being and your business's health. You do not need a therapist on retainer to survive this job, though it wouldn't hurt. What you need are simple, repeatable tactics to get you through the day. The first strategy is to reframe negative thoughts. When a client says, "This is not what we wanted," your brain immediately translates that to, "I am a failure." You must stop that thought in its tracks, reframe it into a business problem. The new thought should be, "There was a misalignment in our communication. The brief was not clear enough." This isn't about blaming the client. It is about shifting from self-pity to problem-solving. It moves the focus from your feelings to the facts. The second strategy is to actively seek useful feedback, not just vague praise. Stop asking clients, "Do you like it?" Instead, ask specific, goal-oriented questions. Does this layout make the call to action clear? Does this color palette align with the brand values we discussed? This practice builds your skill and insulates you from the noise of unhelpful client opinions. If this is helping you think differently about your design business, hit the like button and drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. Your insights help shape future videos for this community. The third and most critical strategy is to set and enforce rigid boundaries. Your time is your inventory. Your energy is your capital. If you do not protect them, your business will fail. This starts with your contract. Your contract must explicitly state the number of revision rounds included. 3 is a good number. Any revisions beyond that are billed at your hourly rate. Period. You must also define your office hours. You are not on call 24/7. Do not answer emails at 10 p.m. Do not take client calls on a Sunday. Boundaries are not rude. They are the hallmark of a professional who values their own work. Let's boil this down. Thriving as a designer isn't about creative genius. It's about mental toughness. When you face rejection, ignore that initial self-doubt and switch into problem-solving mode. Remember these key takeaways. First, stop personalizing feedback. Reframe it as a business problem. Second, get proactive and ask for specific, goal-oriented feedback. Third, build a fortress of boundaries with your contract. For your weekly action, pick one recent setback. Write down one boundary you'll set for your next project to prevent it. See how this shifts your focus from feeling bad to moving forward. Have you had a setback that taught you a valuable lesson? Share your story in the comments. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, share it with a designer who's serious about building a real business. And if you're ready to go deeper, visit thedesignlemonade.com to access free tools, checklists, and design business education.